everybody. We are the American Teen Princess Podcast.
Sure
I'm
are.
sick. And
That's fine. Don't wear it out.
it's Nina Linlow. And we've got Lily Lumley with us.
My middle name doesn't get to be out there.
Lily Irene Lumley.
She's got two old lady names.
Well, Lillian.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty old lady name, I'd say. I'm Andrea Schisler. The Shiss, if you will.
Andrea, do
Yes.
tell us what this month's episode is about.
Well, Nina.
Yes.
This episode is a very special holiday special. We are going to be talking about our favorite holiday films
And least favorite.
and least favorite.
We have things to
We've
say.
got a couple of stinkers on this list. I'll tell you that
That's
much.
what they called me in high school.
Little stinker. On my wonderful, specially curated list, I've got one of my favorites. It's a Wonderful Life, okay?
Lily,
I know-
have you seen?
I
have
recognize that this is not a Christmas classic for everybody, alright? I feel like a lot of people, a lot of younger people, don't have the right attention span for a nice
Grandpa? Is that you?
They can't be on their tink tonk and watch the movie.
I'm sorry, it's not in color.
I'm sorry, your attention span is not intact enough for a good old Jimmy Stewart movie, okay? But I'll tell you what, he's hot, and you should appreciate him more.
I thought this was about Christmas. Get to the Christmas.
Hot people are about Christmas.
That's
No.
like the main thing.
No.
Jesus?
Oh.
I'll
He
stop.
was like the first hot guy.
A lot of this movie is exposition, where I think is where it loses a lot of people.
That's where it lost me, because I tried watching it a year or two ago, and I went into it thinking, oh my god, Christmas movie, look at the poster. And then it was like, they were at a high school, and then the floor opened up and it was a swimming pool, and I went, how is this about the Lord?
Hang on a minute.
This is not about the birth of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Because you know how Elf is about Jesus Christ.
Yeah, absolutely.
Will
That's like the
Ferrell
main thing.
is Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Loser.
Anyways, the sad middle-aged man, it's during Christmas time. He's being sad and middle-aged. He's lost a lot of money. He's feeling down in the dumps. He,
But you know, Pitbull, he's been there, done that, so. He's there
done
for
that.
you.
Done that.
he is visited by a lovely little angel, and he shows him what his life would be like if nobody had him in their lives.
The most self-centered thing I have ever heard in my life is you getting depressed and then hallucinating that an angel came down from heaven to tell you how awesome you are.
But
Like, it's the exact opposite of A Christmas Carol.
I feel old every day.
um
Anyways.
yeah, there is a reason this movie is such a beloved classic, okay? It's very meaningful. I think it's very beautiful. It makes me cry, and
Not a very high bar, if you ask me.
okay. Well, all right, I'll take that.
Hey, you're right, but hey!
I cannot wait to watch this movie because, oh my god. It is.
Throwback to
Yep.
season premiere.
We are filming in the car again. I mean, we're recording in the car again, which is episode 1, callback.
Mm-hmm.
Nice job, us.
Throwback Wednesday.
That's what that is. And it's Wednesday today.
That was the joke, Andrea. It's supposed to be Throwback Thursday, so we said Throwback Wednesday for... Oh my god. Hey, that's what day it is.
Wednesday.
Move on.
I will not take this!
Move on.
Okay. Next up on my list, I have The Holdovers. Lily's biting her nails right now. She has not seen this movie yet.
Sorry.
This is how it goes. At least one of us has not seen the movie.
Yeah. This is a brand new movie.
Brand new.
Brand new movie. It's brand spanking new. All right.
Straight out of the womb. Starring Paul Giamatti, among others, is a beautiful story of this boys' boarding school in New England in the 70s, early 70s, and it is about this young man named Angus who gets left at his boarding school over Christmas vacation, and a few other boys and the teachers who have to watch these kids that are holding over for the Christmas holidays.
That's the name of the movie!
Leo does a shot.
Hey!
But no, it is like a beautiful, beautiful movie.
It really is. It is so sweet and amazing, and like the characters are all really fantastic, and like their development and their like relationship with each other is just gorgeous to see.
The soundtrack is unbelievably wonderful.
Nina and I have been listening to the soundtrack
Since we saw it.
since we saw it over and over again.
Andrea and I went to see it in a very small theater, and it was us and 3 individual old people spread out across the theater.
It was pretty great, honestly.
And
I think that added to it.
If that tells you anything about the fan base of this movie,
If that's a selling point for you.
Andrea and I both cried.
We did. I cried really hard, actually.
I cried the second time I watched it, too.
Yep.
No.
I haven't seen
it twice?
I've seen it twice.
Oh,
I
did your
ha-
dad like pirate it?
Shh.
Sorry.
That's okay.
No, I watched it legally!
We can embrace pirating on. This is a safe space.
Yeah, we
okay?
sure do embrace pirating. I do it.
If our internet network is listening, no, my
No.
daddy does not do such things.
Daddy.
He is a law-abiding citizen. Anyhow, The Holdovers is really
Oh my
good.
God. It is so amazing, and it's so sweet. And it does this thing where it like tries to imitate the way that 70s movies look and are like structured.
Yeah.
Even like with the story. It replicates that really well.
It does an amazing job. And
Yeah.
I think we saw it in a very specific aspect ratio. We saw it like...
I think it was in 4:3.
Yeah, which really added to it. It was really cool getting to see it like that. And no, it was just like beautifully done. And it's like... so New England Christmassy.
It's true.
It's like all snowy and covered in lights, and
It
just...
feels like a movie that's been around for a really long time and that is like already an established classic.
Yes, a lot of people are saying it's like a new Christmas classic.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I definitely
It
agree
absolutely
with that.
is. I think a lot of movies try to imitate like the way that movies from other decades like look. But it's always like so fake looking and corny because like they always do something wrong with like either the hairstyles or like the way the camera moves.
It's
but
just trying to be like
it's like too stylistic, really.
not another teen movie where it's just like playing really hard into tropes to the point where it's just like, this came out 2 years ago.
Like you can really tell. But with this one, it feels really natural that it's the way that it looks, and
it was so like fuzzy
Yes.
and acoustic guitar
oh my God.
everywhere.
And it was such
perfect.
a funny movie too. Like it is a comedy that will make you cry, which is like one of my favorite genres of movie. It's
great. Go see The Holdovers.
Absolutely.
Give Paul Giamatti an Oscar.
Give him that Oscar.
Sometimes.
I'd believe it.
Yeah, great movie. Next one, I've got one that we've all seen together. Lily's really excited that we've seen this one.
I liked this one.
It is Black Christmas.
Oh, God.
I liked this one a lot.
This is a horror movie from the 70s that is also a pretty great Christmas movie.
Oh yeah, it is.
It was, and I am like I'm not like an uber horror fan, but I watch some horror, and it's something that never really affects me. Like it's very easy for me to like watch a horror movie and realize this is fake, this is just a movie, this is fake blood, it's whatever. Black Christmas was genuinely the most horrifying thing I've ever watched. Like, it was the first, if not the only like horror movie that has ever made me feel like truly uneasy and like
To be fair, we watched this
middle of the woods
in the middle of nowhere in Red Feather, and it was pitch black outside.
and the wind was like howling.
Going crazy. So I don't think it would have been that scary if we had watched it at like noon at my house.
No, it wouldn't have. But like, it is a very, very scary Christmas movie.
It's so good.
But it's also like a really solid.
But it was like amazing
Yeah.
for what you would expect when somebody says 70s Christmas slasher. Like,
Yes, that is one of my points that I have written down. Like, a lot of slashers are like really schlocky, and so that's not always a bad thing. That's a word. That's not
let her
always.
say it.
That's not always like a bad thing.
Yeah.
I think, but like this one isn't campy at all. Like you would
No.
expect it to be. It is genuinely horrifying. This movie is about a sorority house during Christmas time.
They're all hot.
Let it be known.
Smash.
The cast is great. They're all gorgeous, gorgeous women.
It's stacked.
It's stacked. Anyways, it's about the sorority house during Christmas time, and these girls are getting these really weird, gross calls from,
A stranger.
yeah, some strange guy who's, like, kind of terrorizing them, you know? And the police aren't listening to them. They're, you know, a couple of their friends were going missing. And, no, it gets really intense. I think it is so good, especially because, like, the vibe is like a Christmas movie,
Yeah.
you know? Like, it's very cozy in some parts. Like, all of the scenery and the, you know, the
Also-
imagery is fantastic.
I'll say, I think Black Christmas is truly like one of the most unique movies that I've ever seen. Like, which is interesting because it does play into a lot of these like horror movie tropes that either came before it or have continued after.
Yeah.
But it is like everything about it is very like one of a kind. Like it was not something I had ever seen before.
Yeah.
And it was really good.
It's really good.
And you can tell with like how they filmed it and stuff. There are parts where you're like being filmed by the like in the perspective of the killer, and
That's
it feels like you're a part of the movie kind of because you're like,
Yeah.
oh boy, oh he's right behind me, isn't he?
Oh, golly gee!
No, Black Christmas was one of the first movies to like incorporate the perspective of the killer, which I think is really interesting. Peeping Tom does that. I talk about that on one of my articles.
Also,
Andy
like,
hates that movie.
also Scream, I think, does it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Scream does it. But like, yeah,
Yeah.
Black Christmas was one of the first movies that really incorporated that. 1 minute. Yeah, no, it's not like super gross or anything
No,
either. It
no.
incorporates the horror just like super duper well.
Yeah.
And I'll say it, it's a feminist masterpiece.
Sure is.
It is actually amazing with what it's
No.
trying to say.
It has like really good undertones about like the control that people have over women's bodies, and like it is just
Which came out of nowhere. I
Yeah.
was not expecting
You were
that.
not expecting
like,
that.
This movie is the opposite of what you expect it to be. Like,
Will you give them the prompt 70s sorority house slasher Christmas time? You think, that sounds stupid. And it's not. It's great. It's really
So good.
smart.
it was like perfect. It was like I'm gonna have to rewatch this every Christmas, I think, because it was like just really good.
Yeah. One last note that I have. Great cast. Olivia Hussey's hair is a character in itself. It is so gorgeous and
So
shiny.
true.
It's just
Oh my God.
long and beautiful.
I wanna
and
pet it.
luscious.
It's just mesmerizing to look at.
And
That's
it's,
like,
flipping around and stuff.
oh my god.
One more thing, the ending. Oh, good.
Awesome.
Oh, good lord, it is so good. It is so freaky, and you're like,
This is like a movie that I would expect to come out now.
Right.
Like this feels like it kind of feels like an A24 horror movie, just in like everything about it,
it
except
felt so before its time.
yeah, except for like all the filming. Like it
Yeah.
looks like a movie from the 70s,
Yeah.
but it feels like a movie that could come out now.
Yeah. No, it's really, really awesome. I'm glad that I found that movie and that I watched it and that I made you guys watch it because,
Yes.
like, oh my god, no, Nina was so scared. She was like, "Oh,
Nina made it 50 times scarier than it actually
I'm telling
was.
you guys, horror movies don't get to me. Something about this movie scared the fucking shit out of me.
It's just something that is so realistic.
realistic."
Realistic.
It is though. It's not like it feels like it could happen. And like Lily was saying, certain elements of it,
Realistic.
certain elements of this movie put you into the perspective of the characters.
Absolutely.
Where it like makes you feel like something's about to jump out at you and get you.
You're like, holy crap, my best friend's missing. Am I next? Like,
Yeah.
that's
Right,
something
like-
that's very real in today's society still,
Yeah.
where it's like,
Like, and the police not listening to any of these girls, being like, our friends are gone. And the dumbass cops in this movie are just like,
they're probably skipping town with their
They're-
little boyfriend.
probably with their boy toys getting sexy.
Pregnant.
They're getting laid, you guys. There's nothing to worry about.
Your friends are getting fucked.
You whore.
See?
I don't know if that's how you pronounce her name. Anyways.
Anyways,
Next
next movie.
Great movie. Next movie I have is Happiest Season.
Going from an amazing movie to
One of the worst.
No,
No, it's not one of the worst.
It's just
It's just
had
frustrating is what it
so
is.
much
Ending?
potential,
Yep.
and it squandered it. Clea Duvall, you made a mistake. I love you. I respect you. I think you're an amazing, like, filmmaker and actress. You squandered what this movie could have
It
been.
was a real mistake.
It could have been so much better.
Because, okay, we didn't explain what the movie
Yes.
was about. It's a lesbian Christmas movie, which we don't get. Like,
Oh
Yeah.
no, that's not a thing that exists.
lesbian Christmas
It's
movies
very
aren't
rare.
a thing. Aubrey Plaza?
It has Kristen
yeah.
Stewart. Who's her girlfriend? Look it up.
Mackenzie.
Mackenzie.
I think it's Mackenzie.
She looks
Mackenzie.
like she's
It's not
in
Mackenzie Davis.
I don't know, but so yes, it's just
Yeah.
about
No, an amazing cast of queer women.
Yes, and like written and directed by Clea Duvall, a very
it's written and
famous
acted by
lesbian.
queer women. For queer women. I said that in quotes
She put the quotation marks.
because
yeah, you were right. It's Mackenzie Davis.
It's
'cause
Mackenzie
it's-
Davis.
So what the movie is about is Kristen Stewart and her girlfriend Mackenzie Davis. Can't remember the character's name, so I will
Nope.
not be using them.
Harper and
Harper's
the girlfriend.
yeah.
Or whatever the other one is.
One moment, I have the cast list pulled up. Abby
Abby,
is
that's
Kristen
what it
Stewart.
is.
So anyway, Kristen Stewart is very out lesbian who is an orphan. Her parents died. And
I forgot about that part.
And then
We're little Christmas orphans.
just needs her partner board. And then so her girlfriend, Mackenzie Davis, asked Kristen Stewart to go home with her for Christmas and is like, I want you to meet my parents and be a part of this and have like a good family Christmas. And then when they get there, Mackenzie Davis reveals, I'm not out to my parents. They don't know I'm gay. They don't know you're my girlfriend. They don't know you're gay. So
I'm gonna flirt with my high school boyfriend.
so basically this movie is about these two girls having to get through the holiday season with their weird New England, like, conservative family because Mackenzie Davis basically promises Kristen Stewart, hey, I'll come out after the holidays. So we just gotta we just gotta muscle through the next 4 days and then I'll come out and we can smooch or whatever.
And the whole time, Aubrey Plaza is
And then
hiding over there in the corner.
Aubrey Plaza plays Mackenzie Davis's like high school girlfriend. She's so hot. But our issue with this movie is that it basically plays into a lot of horrible straight Hallmark tropes of like bad communication is really the only issue. These people don't talk to each other. And then also like Mackenzie Davis's character is kind of an awful person.
She's
Yeah.
a terrible person.
Not to like victim blame feeling unsafe coming out to your family. That is an completely understandable issue.
But do not lie to your
Don't
partner about
bring
it.
your girlfriend home to meet your homophobic parents and make her pretend to be straight
Yeah.
and then like get mad at her when she's like, why are you hanging out with your high school boyfriend all the fucking time and leaving me alone?
So, Dan Levy is in this movie.
Dan Levy.
He is?
Dan Levy's her gay best friend.
Oh, I forgot about that. I haven't seen it in a while. All
My
I
favorite.
remember
I love him.
about this movie was crying really hard at the end.
Yeah.
Not because it was
It was
like a
good.
sweet ending or anything, but because I was crying
It
about
makes
my own
me
problems.
viscerally upset.
But no, it is. I watch it every year, even though I kind of hate it, just because, like Lily said, it is like
Yeah.
the only like big lesbian Christmas movie. Like you could dig up some kind of crappy
Yeah.
Hallmark ones, I'm sure, but this is like a big name director with a big name cast, and it is a lesbian Christmas movie. It's just like,
it feels like what straight people
Yes.
think of lesbians.
yes.
Which is just really a bummer, because it really did have everything going for it,
It
and then
had
it just
like
kind of sucked.
all of this beautiful potential, and then it's basically just about poor Kristen Stewart being beautiful and getting like horribly mistreated by Mackenzie Davis, and then Aubrey Plaza swoops in and is like, I get it, and it's all hot and gorgeous, and then Kristen Stewart is like, no, I'm gonna go sleep with Mackenzie Davis because she got outed and then said, I'm not gay, that's not true, but I still love her anyway.
Yeah, it was just so
Yeah.
upsetting. I remember being so excited for this movie to come out as a little queer kid, and then this is what it was, and it's just disappointing.
I do love it. I just think it was like so much potential, and then they fucked it up at the end. And I need Clea Duvall to make a sequel where Aubrey Plaza gets a girlfriend, and that girlfriend is me.
But it's not a movie, it's just a documentary.
They just have a camera, like,
I think I just need Clea Duvall to hook me up with Aubrey Plaza.
Because Nina and Clea are unlike.
We're like this, like that.
they have their fingers crossed. Just to clarify.
But no, it is like, it's very Christmassy. I think it's worth watching at least once.
It for
the,
sure
like,
is. It's a good movie. Like
the cast is gorgeous, even though Mackenzie Davis sucks ass. She is tall and hot, so
just
I'll give her that.
Just ignore the ending. Like, you know, like, when Kristen Stewart leaves the house,
yeah.
just close the laptop, finish watching, end with good thoughts in your head,
And say,
you're
isn't
good.
it so crazy that Kristen Stewart and Aubrey Plaza made out for 8 minutes uninterrupted? Isn't
that
just
crazy?
beautiful?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Next
So,
movie.
next on my list, I have actually another lesbian Christmas movie.
Huh?
Carol!
I made Andy add this one because
love
it's true,
Carol.
guys. I just watched Carol for the first time recently.
It took her so long
It
to
took
finally
me
watch
a
it.
really long time.
Unbelievably long,
I know.
actually.
Like-
Disgustingly long, especially because I think Kate Blanchett is hot as shit.
Right.
Because she is.
It's true.
Lily, do you want to talk about the plot of Carol?
Oh, Carol.
Oh, Carol.
Okay, so basically, Carol,
Yes.
played by Kate Blanchett.
Kate Blanchett.
She has custody for her daughter for Christmas, right? But then the daughter is like, I want to go with Dad. Screw you. So it's like this, right? That's how it goes?
No.
I thought that's totally how it was.
No, the daughter doesn't say anything ever, but basically her dick-ass husband Harge is like,
Oh, yeah.
I gotta go spend family with my Chris.
I've got to go spend family with my Christmas Carol. I'm sorry.
I gotta go spend Christmas with my family. I'm taking her daughter. Carol gets pissed, and then there's the whole thing where there's the guy in the hotel room.
Yep. Well, that's don't
I'm
spoil
so much later.
I was
Spoil
being
it.
vague. So it's about talk about Therese. What's going on in her life?
So, Therese. She's got
Played by Mara Rooney.
She's got
Rooney Mara.
Rooney Mara.
Mara. They want to spend family with their Christmas time with Mara Rooney.
So Therese, she works at this little toy store, right?
Department store.
Oh, okay, you talk about Carol. You talk about Carol.
Sorry, you're fucking it up.
I'll talk about Carol, goddammit!
You don't get to be mad at me for it.
Carol's a Christmas movie, okay? the basic freaking about Christmas. The basic freaking plot is that Kate Blanchett, yes, Kate Blanchett goes to Rooney Mara's place of work where she's selling stuff during Christmas, and she leaves her glove in a little Cinderella kind of situation, and because she thinks she's hot. I don't know.
She is.
It's true, she is.
Correct.
And so Rooney Mara comes and takes her glove, and then they start a sweet little lesbian love affair. And it's Christmas time. Here are the bullet points that I have written down for this movie, okay? Let me share them with you now. Lesbian time.
Yep. They fuck. They do.
Icky green filter. This one Nina added. Winter by Chris Tam's Tree.
You wrote that. I just said winter, they buy a Christmas tree.
No, you literally wrote winter by Kistam's tree. And I said Kate Blanchett and Mara Rooney. Oh, maybe it is Mara Rooney. No, it's Rooney Mara.
No, it's Mara Rooney.
No.
She's from the Rooney family.
And Sarah Paulson. And I said it's a classic.
It
and
is.
And
It
you
is a
should watch
classic.
It is also based off of a book called The Price of Salt.
That's true, it is.
It's Rooney Mara. Oopsie-doopsie. Anyways, is good.
Is good. It's, yeah, no. We talked about there not being any good lesbian Christmas movies, but besides this one,
That's it.
that's it.
It's not like
It's set during Christmas.
it
yeah.
is. And they do have a nice Christmas together, and it's
Yeah.
That's true.
very
It's
much
also
Christmas.
A
But
little bit like there's like a New Year's part. But no, it's just like really good, but also really sad.
it is. I cry every time.
And the ladies are so schmexy.
So delicious.
And they just smooch and kiss. And I cannot believe that Kate Blanchett is married to a man.
Kate Blanchett.
You like doing that, Andy?
Anyhow, what's next, Andy?
What's next? I'll tell you what's next. Home Alone. Lily is not impressed.
Thank you to leave.
I love Home Alone.
I just watched the first one.
I don't think I've seen the first one.
Really?
Is
Ever?
this?
No, not ever. I mean, it's just been a while.
We watched the second one recently all
We
together.
sure did.
Because I said, you guys, I want to watch Home Alone 2 Lost in New
Because
York.
it stars the very famous actor Donald Trump.
Thank you, Lily.
He's such a famous little terrible guy.
Tim
Okay,
Curry
this
is
guy.
also in Home Alone.
2. Home Alone 2 Lost in New York.
I love Tim Curry.
But do you have like the whole Home Alone, the first and second, or is it just the first
It's
one we're talking about?
Just the first and the second. I am not talking about any of those other frickin' knockoffs, alright? You cannot...
If it doesn't have the Culkin brothers, I don't want to see it.
This is exactly what I have written down. You can't replace Macaulay Culkin being a sadistic little monster and Kieran Culkin just wanting to piss the bed, right? You can't replace that. You can't replace the charm and the wonder in those two
God.
little guys.
My mom loves Kieran Culkin. She loves Succession.
Me too.
And she makes us watch Home Alone every year just so she can see the scenes where Kieran Culkin is tiny and has his big old glasses, and everyone's like, "Don't sleep with him. He pisses the bed." And he goes,
And
Maybe
it's so
I do
funny.
it on purpose so I get my own bed.
He's so adorable in that movie. They both are.
He's
like
so
they're
little.
so small, and I love them so much.
Everybody knows what Home Alone's about, but
Yeah.
if you do, it's in the title.
It's a little kid and he's home alone and these weird
What?
what? These
Mean to
little
spook you.
these little burglar men are like trying to rob his house, you know? And he builds all of these weird like saw traps.
Oh my god.
They're so
I say this every time. Where does Kevin McAllister get his like intense knowledge of pulley systems? Because in both movies he is making like these elaborate
This
systems.
was all Nina talked about when we watched Home Alone 2.
Where does he learn all of this? No 8-year-old little kid is just like, yes.
Especially
So
Home Alone 2
violent.
Lost in New
Oh
York.
my god.
There is
Like
like
Donald Trump's there.
there is like a 10 or 15 minute section where it is just the two burglar guys from the first movie getting absolutely wrecked.
In both
Yeah.
movies, that is like a very long montage. Is just Marv and
The other one.
the other one.
hard. It's not
Hard.
No, it is. It's such a funny movie too. Like, I'm gonna say this again. There's a reason it's a classic.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. It is very sweet and heartwarming, especially at the end.
Yeah.
I did cry at both of them. I don't know what my deal is. Nina made fun of me for it, and to that I say, frick
deserve
you,
to
Nina.
be made fun of for it.
I can't cry at Home Alone 2 Lost in New
No,
York.
absolutely cannot.
That part where Kevin
Oh, I guess
reunites with his mommy.
That part is sweet.
It's not crying sweet.
Shut up!
If you have mom.
Home Alone is the first two are very good. They're so insanely Christmassy. Like every shot of especially the first movie
It's just like
Just-
just Christmas lights.
just looks like Christmas vomited on it. And there is also a subplot in both of these where God, what is her name? his mom. Catherine O'Hara.
Yes!
Where
Sexy!
So sexy.
there's a subplot in both of them that's just Catherine O'Hara trying to get home to her son because apparently the rest of his family doesn't care about him.
David.
But no, I also do think it's really funny, her subplot of, like, she keeps losing her kid. Like, it's not understandable, but it's excusable in the first one.
Right.
The second time, you just suck at being parents.
I think the second one could have been prevented if they just put all of the kids, like, on one of those little ropes that you keep
A
kids
leash!
The ones that, like, kindergartners use when they
Yeah,
go on walks
yeah.
so they don't get lost. No, but also it is kind of Kevin's fault. It's not his fault at all in the first one. They
No.
just left him in
I feel
the
like it's
end.
not really his fault in the second one either.
It's a little bit his fault because he is just standing in the middle of the airport rummaging around looking for batteries. Like, that could have waited.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
he's
but he
only like 10 years old,
He
okay?
followed
He has
a guy-
priorities.
followed a guy who he thought was his dad. I've done that. I've gone, Dad? And then this guy turns around and I'm like, Nikki!
Sorry,
That was a really good one.
I like that. Do that again.
These are references to Little Italy. One of our favorite movies.
hand on my ass.
My hand on your ass.
You might get
Wet my vagina.
my vagina. When I make the sauce, I say 3 Hail Marys.
You make a shot.
Leo does a shot. Hey!
2 sausage, 2 pepper large.
Hey! That was my nickname in the army. Anyways, those are all. That's all of Little Italy. Thank you very much.
It's slightly out of order, but you figure it out.
Yeah, you can figure it
Close
out.
enough.
Yeah, anyways, Home Alone, good classic, very
Yep.
sweet, nice, good stuff.
That's good stuff. God bless you. God bless you.
Sorry.
God, she's still going.
I'm sick.
You mentioned.
Okay.
Did you put Good Luck Charlie Christmas movie?
I think that also made me cry.
Andrea cries at, like, most things.
That's true.
Anyways,
She
continue.
cried at Barbie. We have hilarious pictures
I
of her.
cried at Barbie.
I did too.
I cried really hard at
Look,
Barbie.
Andrea didn't just tear up. She was sitting there, like, sobbing for at least 10 minutes
I
straight.
didn't even see like what the montage at the end of Barbie because I was in Nina's lap like sobbing, like almost like vomiting. I was crying that hard.
Like, it was the heaviest that you can cry while in a theater without, like, outwardly sobbing.
Right.
She was just sitting there kind of, like,
Bouncing her shoulders.
like 1,000 yards staring off into the distance while tears poured down her face.
And then we watched Oppenheimer right afterwards.
And we watched
I thought during the movie
Sexy.
real. During the movie, I thought that maybe I could, like, wait until we got to the dark Oppenheimer theater to start crying, but that didn't happen. That didn't happen at all.
Yeah, I think you missed the joke about the gynecologist because you were too busy crying.
My mom did not.
I meant to write Muppets Christmas Carol on my list. I'm sorry. I forgot.
I actually don't really have a lot to say now that I'm thinking about it, other than
It's just a really good movie.
it's one of the best Muppet movies, and it's one of the
That's
best
true.
film adaptations of A Christmas Carol. Basically, it's everybody knows the story of A Christmas Carol, but it follows Michael Caine as Scrooge, which is hilarious, and Gonzo plays Charles Dickens. Rizzo plays himself.
Who supports Charles Dickens?
Yes, he's there for.
They're little friends.
And yeah, it's just a really funny. It's a musical version of Christmas Carol. I will say that it is it's my favorite adaptation of A Christmas Carol. But I also do really like Scrooged. I think that's also a good version.
I haven't
of
seen that one.
I
good.
didn't grow up with Muppets Christmas Carol. I have seen it, though. I think it is really fantastic and really funny because, I mean, the Muppets. How can you go wrong with the Muppets?
You can't.
There's a little tiny frog who plays Tiny Tim, and he's just a little guy.
God.
He's so little.
sleep till Christmas.
He's so little, and I need him so I can cuddle. So I can cuddle him. I can hold him in my arms and rock him to sleep.
I need him platonically.
You guys were the ones who made it weird.
Yeah, Muppets Christmas Carol is really, really sweet, and I like it a lot. But Yeah, that's not something I grew up with. I grew up watching the really terrifying Robert Zemeckis motion capture Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey, and it scared the balls off of me. I watched it like one time and I freaked out, and like never again did I watch another Christmas Carol adaptation.
If Mr. Leonard, our band director, was here, he'd want us to tell you that in Muppets Christmas Carol, you should listen for the tuba oboe solo that opens the movie, because he says that anytime it gets mentioned, he loves this movie, but
he's a tuba player.
But he always goes, listen to the tuba oboe duet in the beginning, and we say,
Nobody cares.
I'm waiting for Gonzi to show up so I can look at his fat nose and his beautiful face.
I do love a good gonzo.
Gremlins!
Gremlins! Gremlins!
Lily's biting her nails because she hasn't seen, but
Gremlins!
Gremlins is an Christmas classic.
It is.
It is just full of Christmas. There's an amazing bar fight scene, which is my family's favorite part of Gremlins.
You know, Christmas and bar fighting.
Yeah.
It's such a funny movie. It's about little guys taking over a town. What else do you need to know?
It's beautiful.
It's so funny, and it is like really campy, but in a really fun
campy way.
In a campy way.
They're camping.
They're camping the whole time. No, it's really very 80s hilariousness. And Nina hasn't seen the second one, but the second one is not a Christmas movie, but it also kicks a lot of ass. Yeah. Like, oh my god.
I think we should watch Gremlins.
It is so crazy.
A Christmas sleepover.
Yeah, we should. I really like Gremlins too. It makes fun of like everything that the first one did, which is also fantastic. I just love it. I love it a lot.
So to wrap up, we love Christmas.
I love Christmas.
We love the holidays.
We love movies.
Trees.
No way.
That's why we do this little thing.
Really?
We actually
just did this
hate
for
movies.
fun.
We fucking hate films.
We don't like it.
It's my least favorite thing to do ever. I definitely don't look forward to just sitting in my bed playing Sims and watching movies.
But yeah, we love Christmas. We love movies. We love Christmas movies. Go watch a Christmas movie.
You better make it.
Take a shot every time we say Christmas, though.
Yeah.
Get fucking wasted.
Get
we condone drinking.
Especially teenage.
Drink underage. Drink underage.
This is a joke in case Mr. Morley is listening.
Sorry,
and
Mr. Morley.
He never proof listens to this. He goes,
Jizz.
all right.
Yeah.
He goes, I trust you guys.
Wrong decision.
Okay, goodbye.
Yep. Really great. Fun time.
Great talking to you.
Have a nice holiday time.
If you're not someone who celebrates Christmas, sorry, we don't know any good Hanukkah movies.
There are other... Never mind.
But
have a nice holiday.
yeah.
No, have a bad one.